Good morning. We're looking at some quiet weather on the radar right now. Look at our radar and satellite picture. It's clear, it's quiet. We love a kind of boring weather map here in the valley as we are enjoying a break from the very active weather that we've been experiencing here throughout the region. And, you know, of course, Monday started off with a very tough day and a tough evening. And now we are looking at what may be kind of bookending the week with a similar situation. So nice to see that things are still quiet at the moment. Here's a look at your Skycam in Devil's Lake. Our view is looking nice and bright and sunny at Home of Economy. And we're already warming up. So we're adding more moisture and more heat to the atmosphere. Our temperatures are going to rise. It's going to get muggier. And then that will help to create some thunderstorms here, the fuel for those storms. And temperatures are in the 70s in some instances. We've gone up another degree here in Sisseton at 75. It's 70 in Fergus Falls. Roseau is at 70 degrees. We're looking at some 60s here across much of the area. And then looking at our wind speeds, they're out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. We've got one gust in Sisseton to 25 miles per hour. So we'll see that from time to time today. But it's overall the direction that is more something we're paying attention to with the wind than the speeds, because the speeds aren't going to be all that great today. But seeing it coming in out of the south, we know what's coming with it. We're looking at Gulf moisture, hot air moving into the valley. So again, another view of that radar where we're just watching some showers passing by up to the north. The rest of us here in the region seeing some dry conditions. So let's get right to it here in the forecaster. Hour by hour planner showing a quieter morning. We mentioned the morning hours would be better to do anything outside here because we'll stay on the dry side, and temperatures, they're going to be heating up, but they are not quite going to get into the 90s just yet through the morning. By noon, we'll be well into the 80s though across most of the valley here, and then continuing on into the afternoon, here come the 90s. 3 o'clock, we're starting to see some 90s in the south. There may be an isolated storm or two that pops in this very southern valley during the afternoon and evening, but the threat for storms is going to be more into the evening to nighttime hours for tonight. So as we make our way into that 5 o'clock hour, look at these temperatures. Eastern North Dakota, low to mid 90s, and over into parts of Lakes Country. Northwest Minnesota, more into the upper 80s. And then later this evening, we start to see some of these storms popping up, and the focus is going to be along a boundary that just kind of stalls out in the southern valley. So if you are in Grand Forks, points north, you're much less likely to see rain. I can't rule it out, but you're much less likely than compared to the southern valley, where we're going to see the potential for a couple of these storms ramping up and producing some hail or some damaging wind gusts. Unfortunately, some of the same areas that are cleaning up from Monday's event. This is one round. Now heading into the nighttime hours tonight, we'll see that kind of clear out. This is tomorrow morning, starting your Friday in the 70s. Very juicy out there with temperatures well into the 70s, and then eventually into the afternoon, climbing into some upper 80s to some mid 90s. And then here comes the next round. This is Friday afternoon, so this is going to be a little sooner than today's round. It's going to be more widespread and a little more, or a lot more potent in some instances. I just want to point out that curving line here. That indicates that we've got potential for some straight line winds, but also we're talking hail, we're talking a threat for some localized flooding, and even an isolated tornado can't be ruled out as this is blasting through Friday evening. So it could have some impacts on your Friday evening plans and Friday night plans because it's hanging around even into the 10 o'clock hour for tomorrow night. So some severe weather on the way. Here's a look at your 7-day planner. So next couple of days, we're returning to the heat, we're returning to the humidity and that potential for some severe storms. Again, tomorrow is going to be the greater risk day, and that's why we have a first alert weather day to give you that heads up. And then we'll have some rain overnight and into the weekend, early part of the day on Saturday. After that clears out, a very different picture. We're back into some cooler temperatures, 70s for the weekend, and our rain chances will be kind of going away for a bit here for Saturday and into Sunday. So a little relief, but up until then, be ready for heat and once again more storms.
All right, Lisa, thank you this morning.